What's up, nerds? This is Lance.
And this is Antoine.
And you are listening to the Emo Otaku podcast, the show where we talk about everything anime and music. And welcome to episode 102.
That's 2 pet plus 100. Everything I do after this, I'm phoning it in. Yeah. I got my 100. I'm like, I did it.
I mean, it should be easy to get our numbers right now.
For at least the next
the next is like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I was going to say 9. I was like, wait, we're on 2. That's 11. Next 7 from here.
Yeah, I think once we hit like 111, then I'm going to lose count.
Yeah, I'm going to start going back to like having to like, as I'm driving here, pull up the last episode to see where we are.
Yeah, but you know, it's good to be back.
We've gone like 4 episodes without taking a break, a week off.
Yeah, that's good.
You're welcome.
Have to take a break again soon, but it is what it is.
This is our longest run in a while, so I'm with it.
And you know, our last 2 episodes, it'll be 3 probably on Friday. It'll be on YouTube. I've made sure that they're on YouTube. So if you want to watch,
and there's an intro.
There is an intro.
And there's an outro.
And an outro. We're like kind of fancy.
I know. It's kind of a big
deal,
better
guys. Each time.
Calm down. I give autographs. You'll get it later. Just settle down. Settle down, everybody. It's coming.
Yeah. So we got that. And you know, doing TikToks and reels and all that shit.
I do love it because
clips all the time.
You sent me that TikTok today and I was like, oh, cool. And I clicked on it and then it had one of those puzzle solvers for me because I don't have an account. So anytime someone sends me a TikTok, I have to solve some puzzle for let me in. And then I solved the puzzle and it gave me a second puzzle. The first one was like you had to put the puzzle piece in the right spot. And I mean, I'm not a robot, so I did it.
Yeah.
And then the second one was the one where you have to turn it so they line up. And I lined it up and it would like, if you're like slightly off, it'll pull it in the spot, but then it would tell me I would fail. But so it would pull it into the right spot and then tell me I failed. So I did it like 4 times. And I was like, I don't think this is going to work for me. I just gave up.
Oh, so the TikTok that I just sent, you talking about the one I just sent you recently? So it's, he's like somebody's dad and he decided to, like a few months ago to go on this journey of reading Berserk. And, so he's like 10 pages from the eclipse.
Oh,
yeah. I don't think he's mentally ready for it. Because you remember when like Casca is about to jump or like fall off that cliff when like right before they bang for the first time?
Yeah.
They didn't even have sex. Well, did they?
Yeah.
After they fell in the water? Or did he just keep her warm? Did they end up having sex?
I don't think they had sex then.
It was after he murdered that thing. After the horse, right?
Yeah, it was when the 2 of them were alone. Because that's when they're still mad at each other.
Yeah. Well, he was like, if she fucking falls off, I'm gonna have to stop reading. And you look at the comments, they're like, oh, you're gonna have to have like EMTs on standby for
this dude is cooked
for the eclipse. He's not mentally prepared for this.
Which is crazy that there's still people that are into any form of like anime and manga that don't know how bad the eclipse is.
To be fair, he is like probably 50s, maybe 60s.
So he was young when the eclipse happened because this shit is from the 80s.
Right, but you know, he's
I don't
only getting into it because it was his
so this
daughter.
is his first one. He's not like
I think this is the first manga that he's read. I think he's seen like a couple of fucking anime. He might have read like a couple of chapters from like other manga, but people kept saying, read Berserk, read Berserk.
That is not an intro kind of thing, man. You got to ease people into shit like that.
Yeah.
Unless you've watched like Old Boy or The Raid or some shit like that. Like I would not recommend that right off the jump.
I wouldn't recommend that to somebody unless they're like probably 4 or 5 years into anime.
Yeah.
For a normal person, if it's us or like for me, for my first couple of years when I got back into it, I was just
anything
eating that shit up. So
yeah, but you got to be already into it, you
right?
Know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not even like because it's so gory, it's so edgy. Like no, there's plenty of media. Berserk isn't like the edgiest media ever. Like I Spit on Your Grave exists. Like there are Hostile exists. There are way worse things, but it's almost like different when it's anime.
It's very
or manga.
shock factor though.
Yeah.
Like turning the first page is
like you don't expect that from manga unless you know about manga. You expect like Naruto or some shit like that,
right?
So
give you an introduction to the world.
Yeah, I would say
we're gonna show you him fucking a demon.
Yeah, I would definitely say like read if you want like a mature one, read Vinland Saga before you read Berserk. If you're new and still trying to get into it.
Yeah,
but I mean, good luck, Grandpa. I hope you pull through.
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to go for him.
I need the follow-up TikTok that when he gets past
it. Well, he posted that one today.
So
I'm
give it a week or two?
hoping like tomorrow or the next day we'll see the eclipse.
Okay, that's all I want. That's honestly, anytime someone tells me they're gonna read Berserk and they mention the eclipse, I like try to hide a smile, and they're like, "Yeah, well, I heard it's pretty bad." I'm like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm excited to hear you tell me about it.
Yeah, man. Like I was, I like thought I was prepared for that because so much crazy shit had already happened.
I just remember you saying, "Cassio's gonna die." I saw it on the cover of the volume, and I was just like, "Bite your fucking tongue."
I wish.
Bite your fucking tongue.
I wish.
It would have been easier for her if she just died.
Easier for everybody, including the readers. She should have died, man. It's just made it so much worse for everything else that as it's continued. It's just been worse. Her not being dead.
Yeah. And you're just,
spoiler alert: she didn't die, but that's okay. Honestly, it'd probably be better if she did.
yeah, you're like, wait, you want her to die? Like, I don't want her to die. I care enough. I care enough about her to let her die. Like, honestly, I was kind of watching, like, Guts doesn't die at that part, but you're like, just let go, man. Like, just let go. Like, hell is probably better than what you were going through and what you're going to continue to go through after the fact. Like, the rest of the troop is probably just like, this lava pit isn't that bad after a couple of years. Like, what you're going through, bro, that's the struggle.
Yeah, he went through too much too quick.
Like, I'm not saying like, hey, I'm pro suicide, but enough is enough.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes it just needs to be done.
Man, at some point, I'm like, this is my freedom. I'm taking this L and I'm moving on.
Oh man,
so good, sir.
What
have you been watching?
Not too much the past couple of days. Well, like a little bit. It's one of those like I've turned a few things on to like
kind of keep yourself busy,
keep my brain from thinking about things. And then this weekend I was kind of busy, but I have watched a few things.
Okay.
Anime wise, there are 4 things that I watched. Dragon Ball. I am 60 episodes in. So like he just got to the top of that tower.
Okay. So you're fully in the Red Ribbon Army part.
I'm like almost done with it.
Yeah.
I'm past Red Ribbon Army. I'm in.
Oh, you mean like the tower, the World Tower?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Red Ribbon Tower.
No, I'm talking about the giant tower after the Native American guy
to go meet Kami or whatever.
I haven't finished that episode. It was like a fucking weird centipede thing that came out of a pool of water. But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where you got to climb all the way, and it's like no one can climb this tower. You have to be super strong. And then
of course Goku does.
And he's like, oh, no problem. Yeah, and we're talking about. So yeah, I don't think you actually. No, you won't meet Kami then yet. I'm gonna shut up. Doesn't matter.
Either way, that's where I'm at. The only note I had was remember when he goes to the town that Bulma's from to find Bulma to fix his fucking dragon finder.
Yeah.
Why was the cop Canadian? The cop was hella Canadian. Did you? Of course, you watched it fucking dubbed at one point.
I mean, yeah,
you watched it as a kid.
Yeah. I was gonna say I rewatched it sub, so I don't remember. I saw it as a kid. The cop was
hella Canadian for no reason whatsoever. Like, obviously, this is.
That's what you mean, like the little girl that's super fast too, right?
Yeah.
From those other, I don't remember what he sounds like in English because
it's Canadian.
It's been like probably close to 3 decades for me.
Yeah, so he's very, very Canadian. He's like Mountie. It's very weird. But I mean, like, there's a lot of racial stereotypes in this show because it's from the 80s. And not great. I was watching it out there with her, and like, a couple of times funny things happen. Like when the fucking ninja guy, the assassin, like, throws the fucking like pillar and then rides it. I was dying. I knew it was coming because I've seen that clip, but I was dying, and I showed it to her. She's like, that's so fucking ridiculous. I was like, I know.
Yes.
And then I showed her the black guy that's like the henchman for the dude with the eye patch.
Yeah.
And how, like, I mean, all the black characters in Dragon Ball are drawn very bad.
It's like, that's why like everyone's like Piccolo's the only real black guy in the whole show.
Yeah,
like, we don't count those. Piccolo's the only black guy in the whole show.
Yeah,
everyone else is fucking caricature.
Yeah, Mr. Popo.
Oh yeah, dude. And like the funny thing is, like he's supposed to be Indian. Why is he blacker than the black character? That's why I like in the DBZ Abridged, they just kind of play off on it. He's like super evil because they're like, we don't know what else to do with this. It's already so fucked up. How do you make this any worse? So
yeah, but that's where I am. I'm almost that's almost halfway. I'm almost halfway done.
Yeah, because
there's 153 episodes, I think.
Yeah, you're getting pretty close to the second tournament.
Yeah, and then Piccolo.
Yeah, because it's second tournament, Piccolo, and then third tournament.
Yeah.
So you're about halfway there.
Yeah, I'm almost halfway.
Those two tournaments literally happen pretty quick. It's like tournament, a little bit of filler, Piccolo. Actually, no, tournament, Piccolo, filler, training arc, tournament. So yeah, you're almost there.
Yeah. Should be almost. I'm going to try to power through that. And then the other thing I watched a few episodes of is Monster. Because my plan is to, I mean, I don't know how this is going to go right now, but by the end of the month, my plan is to be done with Dragon Ball and done with Monster, which is reasonable because I'm halfway through Dragon Ball and I'm watching the dub, so I can kind of throw that on.
Yeah, there's nothing really deep going on.
Yeah,
for most
exactly.
Of the part.
It's very it's the shonen of shonen.
Yeah.
So that's easy to just throw on and watch whenever. And then Monster is the one I obviously have to pay attention to.
It's not deep at all.
Yeah, holy shit. I think the last thing I saw was Johann fucking.
I'll never get over his name.
Well, I mean, he's German as shit.
I know, it's just
Johann Liebert.
Yeah.
Getting the kids to jump off the rooftops, and saying like, if you survive, you're like chosen.
Yeah.
And so they keep doing it.
It's like, you're one of us.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it just gets...
Dude is so demented.
And it's like, he just gets more and more fucked up. And like, I feel like the author of the manga is just like, all right, you guys get that he's evil. Let's see if we can crank it up.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like this dude just went and watched like 20 genocide movies and was just like, all right, and just like took notes the whole time. Yep. Like, just that's the kind of dude that Googles what was the first genocide ever recorded, and just like, I can put that into my manga. Yeah. That's the hero of my show. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
What's the doctor up to? It's been a while since
he's planning the assassination of him.
So he is doing that part?
Yeah, at that library.
Oh, so you're pretty far in then.
Yeah, I'm almost halfway done with it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can finish both of these, I think, this month.
You've just been saying you're halfway done with it for like 6 months
because
now.
I only watched 3 episodes the other day.
It's been a while since we actually talked about you watching it.
Yeah.
And it's also been...
I hit like a really like low point on this show. There wasn't shit happening.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
and it's
drawn out bullshit.
At least a decade since I've seen it. Close to a decade.
Yeah. It was... I reached the point where it was, people reading to an old man.
Yeah.
And now it's still kind of reading to the old man, but using him as leverage to put all of his books in a library. And then almost like use that opportunity to like test out to see if the Dr. Hanma?
I don't remember what his name is. I literally just call him the doctor because I
doctor to fucking like try and kill him.
Yeah,
because Johann's demented, so he knows.
Yeah, I just remember watching it and like I know like that lull part where it kind of like it starts off and you're just like it's interesting and then it gets crazy and then it slows down.
It hits a real fucking low spot.
And then I remember like this is where it gets deep. I have to keep watching it. And I was at that like. You're a real anime fan. You need to watch non-shonen. So this is it. Like people have talked about this. So like I powered through.
It's a hell of a choice.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely worth it. It picked back up again, but
yeah, no, it's picking up where I am. Yeah. I'm like back into it.
Yeah, but like that middle part, I was like, I don't know if this is that good.
Yeah, it's a lot of the ex-wife crying and being fucked up in the head and drinking and wanting him back and shit. I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah, it's like all these like I thought like I was like all these side plots like is this filler? Like is this
like what are we doing here?
But like it actually has an impact on the story, so it's not, but it feels
pointless.
Yeah, it's like it's not filler because things that happen there I wouldn't say become relevant later, but stay in the story. But I'm like, I just feel like you could have trimmed some of this.
Right.
But it's like I said, it does pick up and it's worth it. But also too, that was during my phase where I just assumed every anime was going to end and disappoint me.
What did you watch that made you think that?
Pretty much everything I've watched beyond like Cowboy Bebop and Trigun to like my first 30 years in life. I just like I can't think of really that many shows that had endings that I felt satisfied with.
Ava? Like, well, the last movie, I guess that was.
So honestly, I
like,
will be the first to say when the original Ava ending, I liked the ending, but it was disappointing to me at the time because I was a teenager and it didn't explain shit.
It didn't do anything.
And then the movie came out and it
made it worse.
Everything it explained made it worse. And so I'm just like, okay, so this show is just never going to make sense.
Until the last movie, yeah.
Yeah, and then they started doing, which is weird because the original anime ends, makes zero sense, but I still prefer the ending to what we got from the movies.
Really? Like the last movie?
Yeah. I mean, I
love
the
last movie. I love the ending for that.
So it's one of those, I think it's a better ending because it tied everything together in a pretty little bow, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the OG pre-movie Ava ending.
I understand what you're saying, but I definitely liked the last movie ending because, like you said, it tied everything together and it made sense. I understand why you could appreciate the other one because it just makes sense for Ava for it to not make sense
for what it was at the time. The ending made sense way more.
Yeah, because I think he wanted everybody to have an existential crisis.
Yo, absolutely. And then he
did.
And then everyone cried. And then he wrote a movie making fun of everyone for crying about the ending of the show.
I was like, you thought this was bad? Watch this.
Yeah. And then, like, you ever seen him jerk off on a girl in a coma?
Oh my God, that was so bad.
And then, like
Comey, calm down.
It was like the first or second movie came out, and there was a huge gap. Like there was like, and then the third one came out, and there was another huge gap, and I was like, okay, clearly he just doesn't want to end.
No, he just doesn't care.
Like I said, I like the ending. I don't like the female. She felt kind of shoehorned in. The chick that he ends up with that like survives.
I mean,
because everyone else dies. Like I don't like. Was Asuka and Ray, like, I kind of didn't want him to end up with either of them, so I'm glad he didn't do that. But then, like, I think it would have been better if he just ended up alone. Either ended up alone. I kind of was expecting an ending like the show where either he ends up alone and at peace with it, or like the movie where he ends up alone and angry at the world without the world-breaking metaphysical
weird angels and shit.
So that's my thing is like I think there was that it was more of a, like I said, a me expectation thing from what I'd gotten so far. It was such a different everything leading up to the ending felt like Ava, and then the ending happened and it's like, hey, it's almost like he was washing his hands of not even Ava but of us. Like here's your ending. Here's
the one you guys wanted for the past 30 fucking years.
Yeah, it's kind of like the dude that writes Hunter x Hunter when he put out that message about the ending, like this is the ending I like the least that I won't do, so here you go to the fans. And it's like a very peaceful ending, and he's like, this is the one so he did like a message saying like, hey, in case I don't finish the show, there's 4 endings I'm gonna like. One like most of my fans will like, one that like you'll be 50-50, and one that I really like that most of my fans won't like, and here's another ending that I absolutely don't want to do. And he kind of just released like notes on how it would go, and it's a very cliche shonen happy ending. And he's like, this is the one that I absolutely will not do. So he just released it in case it doesn't go. And it is the most typical shonen ending. And I'm like, yeah, everything about this show screams that this ending would never have happened. Like if this ending would have happened, a lot of people would have been like, oh yeah, it tied it up nicely. But like any Hunter x Hunter fan would be like, no, that was shit. Like that was absolutely terrible. Yeah. This does not fit the show. I'm excited for you to start talking about that. I'm sorry.
I'm almost there. Mm-hmm. I'm almost there. Let me get through the stuff I've watched first. I watched the Spy Family movie. Did you finish it?
I know I have not.
Oh, damn it.
I honestly didn't watch it because I just assumed you wouldn't have had time. I didn't think you were going to have watched anything.
I mean, that shit happened Monday. I watched the Spy Family movie on Saturday. I didn't do anything on Saturday. Okay. Saturday, I ran a couple errands and then I was done. I didn't do anything else.
Normally you're out getting trashed.
No, we didn't do anything on Saturday purposefully because Sunday we went out and did the tailgate stuff with the guys.
Oh yeah, that's the day. Yeah, and I just knew you were doing that this weekend.
It was rough.
How was the game?
They lost so bad, dude. It was awesome.
Everyone was at work talking about it.
Oh yeah, I was talking shit the whole time.
Where'd you guys watch it at?
They tailgated out in the parking lot.
Oh, so you watched the game in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They had everybody had TVs and shit. It was kind of crazy. There was people next to us that had a full on DJ. Like, it was insane. There was tons of good food. The people go hard. It was cool. It was even better when they lost. Like, it genuinely made my day. Not only did they lose, they got stomped the fuck out.
Like, I don't even know who they played.
They played the Saints.
I just know they lost because
They lost 44-19 or some shit. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. The officer that works with me, he's a huge Cowboys fan.
Gross.
And so everyone was making a point to come to the office just to let him know that they knew that the Cowboys lost.
Bad.
So it made my week pretty strong.
It was awesome. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, so Saturday I watched that. Have you gotten to how far did you get in the movie?
Like maybe 20 minutes.
Okay. There's a part in it where the animation changes and it's genuinely hilarious. And when you finish watching this movie, you'll text me and be like, what the fuck just happened? This is awesome.
Okay, you're making me nervous. I thought it was going to be a bad thing.
I mean, did she eat a piece of chocolate yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's at some point she's got there. Yeah. I don't know how much I can tell you.
I want to know nothing.
Yeah. So it comes back later.
Okay.
And cause it's very funny. The way the animation changes is insanely fucking funny. Because it's so dumb, but
we will discuss.
It's awesome.
It's like I'm so confused because I get you're trying to not say it. You're trying to say it.
It's
like you're trying to say it without saying it, and I'm just like
I know.
I'd rather you just didn't risk it. I appreciate it.
I won't risk it for the biscuit. And then I watched My Happy Marriage.
Oh,
the whole thing. I mean, it's only 12 episodes.
Is it good?
It's actually really good.
Is it really?
Yeah, I was honestly very happy with it.
That's the one where like they want it for magic, right? That's just
I didn't know that. I knew nothing going.
Yeah, you told me not to tell you anything about it. Cause I told you I read the premise and it seemed interesting.
Honestly, going in not knowing anything was even cooler. So like, it's a very good romance with a really good, like a pretty solid magic system. It's not like super in depth. It's not insane. At least not in the first season. But, halfway, 3/4 of the way through, it really pops off and it's kind of awesome. She gets treated like shit by like evil stepmother type shit, like a Cinderella kind of thing. And then turns out like she's important.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's kind of talks about it a little bit in the premise. So I'll go into detail, but
yeah, it's well worth.
So it's worth watching?
Well worth it. So 4 hours of your time.
I guess it's on my watch list now. I have 2 more weeks.
I would watch it with her.
Okay, 2 more weeks and I get my life back.
Oh yeah,
2 more weeks. Yeah, I can get back on my grind. I did watch some stuff, but even Saturday.
I have a lot more spare time.
Yeah, I had to work Saturday too. So yeah, 2 more weeks.
Good. As far as the live action stuff, I watched a couple more episodes of Chaos.
With a K.
It just reminds me of how insane Greek mythology is because it's accurate.
It's one of those shows where like it talks about Greek mythology and
it just doesn't give a fuck. It's like, we're gonna tell you how this shit really went down.
Like, it's not like the Disney one. It's like what the shit that really happened.
Yeah, like if you're not a fan of gay people, don't watch the show because in case you didn't know, Greeks were super gay.
Yeah, oh my God, they were so gay.
Super gay, including their gods.
Zeus fucked anything.
Everyone. It literally talks about it. There is a moment where Hera is going to fuck somebody, and he was jealous because he wanted to go fuck that guy and the horse. It's Zeus. I mean, we knew he was.
I like how in mythology, like all these women he fucked that have all these like demigod children. Like, yeah, he showed up as like a goat or like a golden fleece, and it's like, wait, so this chick just fucked a goat and the goat was a god? Like, yeah, we're just gonna put that in our fucking mythology book. Like, all right, cool.
To be fair, it happens in pretty much all mythology. If you don't know much about Loki, the real Loki, not the bullshit in Marvel, the real Loki did some crazy shit.
Yeah. He's like which is weird too, because like
he gave birth
Yeah, they do like the whole trickster god thing. They keep talking about it. Like I was talking about, like in how like I got upset in Loki how like he stopped using magic, and that's kind of Loki's whole thing.
That's literally the whole point of Loki.
Yeah, but then like he's like running around with swords and stuff. And I'm like, no, that's not what Loki does
At all.
And
he fucks.
Yeah, he fucks and he plays mind
people
games.
over. Fuck people over.
He fucks you and then he gaslights you. He's
Oh
like
my
the
God.
uber fuck
He's
boy.
the ultimate. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. He is literally.
Loki
he is a frat boy.
Yeah, we made Twitter in honor of Loki in mythology, basically. And like, I get it why both the comic book, like the comics book, lean into it more.
The trickster side, but they can't. They definitely can't do a lot of.
Like, I mean, he is bi in the comics. That's like openly known. But like, obviously, like you're gonna
He's
have Marvel.
more than bi. He is pan.
Yeah.
And he is fucking animals.
Yeah, in the
He
comics,
fucks a horse.
Yeah, in the comics, like we'll talk about the fact that he'll do some weird shit, but like kids read this, you know, and then Disney's like, none of that's happening here.
Yeah.
The only thing he's fucking is himself and nothing else.
Yeah, you know that that 8-legged horse that fucking Odin rides? That's his child.
Yeah.
You know the big ass wolf? Also his child. You know the big serpent thing? His kid. He's kind of a dick.
And got a lot too.
Yeah.
He's giving it to everybody.
He's giving it to everybody.
I love mythology. Like, I mean, I love anything to do with religions other than doing the religion. I just like how wild this shit is. And I'm like, people just believe this shit. But it blows my mind. It's just I'll go down a rabbit hole. We gotta walk away.
Yeah, we gotta walk away. Okay. Then I watched the movie Civil War.
Oh, you did watch it?
Loved it.
I tried starting it and I don't know. Like,
I think it'd be perfect for you, honestly.
I'm sure I'll like it. I think I just was like, I'm not in the right headspace for this.
Yeah, you have to know going in what it is. Like,
I mean,
it's
and I do.
journalists.
Yeah.
It's the journalist fucked up side of war. And it's, it's kind of crazy, watching that when November is coming around the corner. Election.
Oh, I was like, what's
2 months away?
November?
Not even 2 months.
I mentally have to not watch anything political or read anything political the day we record, so I don't bring shit up because we always say we're not going to talk about it, then we talk about it.
Yeah, so we can move on. It's a good movie, definitely worth the watch. Was it Kirsten Dunst?
Yeah,
kills it. So good.
She's really good. I've heard nothing but the only complaints I've heard is people thinking the movie was about the war, not them recording the war. Like they
thought it was going to be war and not like about the war.
Yeah, someone basically told me it was like Generation Kill condensed into a movie from the perspective of the journalist purely. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I love Generation Kills. I was super interested.
I think you're going to like it. Knowing what kind of shit you do like and knowing you're not really a fan of war movies. Yeah. And knowing you love The Newsroom, which I also like.
I don't know. I think it's like a thing where and it wasn't until I joined that I really stopped liking things that glorify war, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this definitely does not glorify war.
Yeah. It's like
actually does quite the opposite.
Yeah, I feel like there's two types of people that really, really love war. And it's either people that have never and will never see war, or people that went to war and they did not come back the same person.
Yeah. It's Republicans.
I wasn't saying it. I didn't say anything, but I'm just saying the only two people that I ever that will jerk off to that kind of stuff, and I'm like, and I've talked to those people you're in the military, man. Doesn't that shit just get you off? And it's like, no,
actually, I fucking don't love it.
Yeah, people dying has never appealed to me.
That doesn't make me excited.
Yeah, it's just not my thing, and that's when I kind of just over the years just fell off with it.
Yeah. Well, this one is good. This one's right up your alley. Yeah. The last live action thing that last thing I watched before I get to the stuff that I've read, I watched 3 episodes of Shogun. Yeah. That's why I saved it for last.
Tell me all the things. Let's come over here and whisper in my ear.
I get it.
It's so good, right?
I mean, it was one of those things I had already planned on watching it. I got I think I had watched 20 minutes of the first episode and I just wasn't hooked because I think it was just, I wasn't mentally prepared to have to read a bunch of subtitles and be switching languages a bunch and really understand that it's super heavy and real.
Yeah, and how much
it's not the Last Samurai. It's legit.
And the people actually don't just start off speaking Japanese and end up speaking English, and the English speaking dude's pretending like he doesn't understand them.
Right.
Like, it's like, hey, no, there's a language barrier, and they show it, and you're just like, oh, okay.
And then they, put in the actual language of the people that were trying to take over the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with it a lot. It's very good. I can see why it won like every Emmy imaginable. I will say, the girl that's the translator, gorgeous. She's a babe.
Yeah.
And she also is a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
The fact that she can I don't know, man, watching her like old style Japanese, like ancient Japanese, and then switch to English with like not much of a fucking accent is crazy.
Which is the one funny thing about the language barrier, how they like talked about how it was such a big part of the show, but like when they're speaking English, it's actually like in the first episode they talk about how like she speaks Portuguese.
It's actually Portuguese, and but it's like, not English.
Yeah, so I was like, when you wrote this, I know in the OG one it's Portuguese, and I understand why for the story. I'm like, why wouldn't you just? And I know why, but I'm like, why don't you just have them say that they're speaking English? But she needs to speak Portuguese because of the Portuguese people,
right?
But
she doesn't speak English.
Yeah, I kind of think I would have appreciated it more if they actually did speak Portuguese. But I get why an American show wouldn't.
No, I'm
do
okay
that.
with them doing English and you just telling me that it's Portuguese.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I just kind of think it would be even cooler to see him speak to his crew in English and then speak to her in Portuguese.
Fucking much.
I know it would be wild, but it would be like that in like language inception kind of shit. And I think it would have been really cool.
I understand it would have been cool, but it would have broke a lot of people's brains. I don't think people watched it.
Yeah, there's not enough English in the show to justify it anyways. There's only one.
There's enough English, and it's actually Portuguese and mostly Japanese.
But you're reading most of it anyway, so it's fine. I
loved it, though. I love it so far. I obviously have, there's 10 episodes?
8 or 10.
I think it's 10. But yeah, I got a ways to go still, but so far, love it.
I'm just glad you're enjoying it. We'll have our full discussion when
I finish it.
Yeah, because I don't remember what happens in every episode, and I don't want to spoil this for you because it is very spoilable.
Yeah, the last thing that happened was the attempt on Blackthorn. Remember, he got taken out of prison and slept in homie's room.
Yeah.
And then the attempt happened.
I knew he was in the wrong room or whatever.
Yeah, they fucked her up.
Oh, yeah.
She fucked up a lot of people.
Yeah, she went out like a G.
She did. She tried to take him down as she's bleeding out. That was kind of hard,
so,
bro.
like, when that happened, I was like, oh, they're going to murder this chick. And I was like, oh, they're not going to murder this chick. And then they're talking about how, like, oh, I thought you were supposed to be in my room, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it actually took me a second for that to click in my head. That
it didn't click in my head until dude said, no, you were they're trying to attack you, not me.
You're supposed to be in my room.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, why do they want him dead? And I was like, oh.
They just talked about why they wanted him dead. I knew why, but I was like.
So it literally didn't, because it made more sense for
them to take out dude.
Yeah, so then when he said you were in my room, and I was like, I had to like remember what had just happened of why they wanted him dead. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. But it does it so well that you kind of forget about that almost in that moment because of the way it happens. But yeah, I told you, dude. But also, you also said you knew you were gonna like it.
I knew I was gonna love it, so it's not that surprising. It's just I actually like it more than I expected to. Like I went in thinking that it was probably gonna be like an 8.5, maybe a 9 for me. This shit is a 10.
Yeah,
this shit is a 10 so far. Maybe 9.5, 10.
And it just stays good the whole way through.
I know it's gonna get
even the
better.
side characters are phenomenal too.
Yeah,
like
everybody's dope. It's dope when he fucking boils the fucking crew member.
Yeah, and he's just going on a whole rant about like
he's just sitting, listening to it happen, and I'm like, this motherfucker demented as hell,
dying a good death and all that shit.
Yeah,
and
then I was like, the moment of death.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, so this dude's a coward. And then when they fall in the water, he's just like, well, we're dead, and just goes to kill himself. And I was like, I thought this dude was a coward. What is happening? And Blackthorn like has to stop him. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Died a good death." Like,
oh shit, yeah. So then, other than that, now reading wise, obviously still reading the fucking 1,200 page book that is the third book of Stormlight Archive. Fantastic. I finished Sword of Kaigen. Honestly, dude, I think you would really, really like this book. It wasn't super duper long. I don't think it was. I want to say like 450.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, considering that most fantasy books are 1,000 pages nowadays.
Easily. Nowadays, as if they've ever been short.
I mean, The Hobbit's only like 240 pages.
The Hobbit
and all of the fucking like Lord of the Rings books aren't actually that long.
Are they not?
No.
Well, I always thought they just seem super long. Like The Hobbit was a bedtime story told as kids. Like,
right,
it wasn't
but
a
Lord
book.
of the Rings is really not that long.
No. I mean,
each book.
I'm not a nerd, so I'll probably never read it.
But then you get to like, I guess when you look at like the Wheel of Time, those bitches.
Aragon, like fucking.
I never read those.
Most of
even Harry Potter, those are long.
Yeah, well, they don't start that long. They get long.
They get long. Once you get to like the fourth one, it's like,
yeah,
calm the fuck down.
Any D&D world book, like all those Dragonlance books, are a couple. I think they're like 700 to 800 pages. Yeah. Like
this one's good. It's very good. It did not end the way I thought it was going to. Because remember where I told you how lady was trying to be like George R.R. Martin murdering people?
Yeah.
Honestly, not mad at it. Now, seeing how the trajectory of every character changed, I really liked it. It was really dope. I'm glad I got it. In fact, there's a company doing like a special edition like cover and like book version of it, and I bought
so is it a standalone book or is it part of a series?
So it's a standalone, but there's talks of her wanting to do a trilogy. It could easily become a couple more books.
Okay.
But if you wanted to, you could read it as a standalone.
Okay. So it's one of those ones where like
it comes to an end.
So it's not like you don't finish reading, you're like, I need the next book now. It's like, I got a complete story. Like,
yeah.
You didn't just feed me bread. There was meat in it. And
right. Like with Stone and Tide or Stone and Sky, which is the first one. I
heard it's pretty good. I haven't read it.
If I didn't know it was a trilogy going in, I'd have been fine with each book ends. And you don't know there's more until you read the epilogue.
And then you're like, oh, there's another one.
Then there's like, oh, okay, you're setting me up for the next book.
Gotcha.
But with Sword of Kaigen, like, obviously she's set it up to where like expansive world with lots of political bullshit going on, which is another reason why I think you'll like it. But it could be done and you'd be satisfied with the story that was told.
Yeah, even with books that have sequels, like unless you release it all at once, I like books that way. Like if you're gonna make a series, like I prefer almost not necessarily anthology, but like each book is capable
its own
of standing
story.
alone. Yeah, and like they relate.
Yeah,
but like I could read this and be done.
Yep.
And like I think that's kind of a lot of why I stopped reading fantasy books, because a lot of those fantasy books are intended as series, and I'm very iffy on books that don't feel like a complete book.
So that's another thing with the like Stormlight Archive. Each book could be its own standalone book.
Could be, or does it feel like it? Because I know most people like this could be its own story. I'm like,
no, like I read the first book and I was like, oh, I could walk away from this and be satisfied.
Yeah,
but I also wanted more.
Yeah,
and I was excited. There was more books. I was like, I'd love to see this world expand.
Yeah, I just get annoyed. Yeah, see, that's what I get more annoyed with books and series because like everything nowadays is designed with the sequel in mind.
This one, I feel like it might not have been designed with a sequel in mind. Like you read it and then you already know there's 3 other books, so you're like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's 3 major novels and then like 3 novellas, and you're like, okay, well, I could see how you could easily expand upon this.
Yeah.
But I could read that first book or read the second book and be fine. Okay. I can walk away and be like, Brandon Sanderson can write his ass off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That to this point, I'm just so over everything being sequel bait for something else. Like I just want to get something and enjoy this thing I got.
No, I get that because I want to I want to like read The Wheel of Time, but knowing that there's like 14 books, I like don't want to.
And every
book is long as fuck.
Yeah, every person I've ever heard that's gotten into it has been like, I got to the first book and immediately swapped to audiobooks, and then they're like, it's so good, but then they describe it like how I describe One Piece, where it feels like a chore more than like an enjoyment.
Yeah. See, so I listened to the audiobooks of Stormlight Archive just because I've gotten used to it, and it's nice to get to like read while I'm driving to and from work.
Yeah, but you're doing it because you're enjoying it. They were doing it because it felt like an obligation.
Yeah, so I couldn't do that.
And like I get to points where like I just check out from like certain forms of media when it starts to feel like work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I do this to enjoy it, I don't want to feel like I'm working when I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? So I mean, the same thing. Reason why like I'll swap from like anime to manga. Like if I start burning out on one or the other, or I take breaks from One Piece. Like I want to enjoy One Piece, but One Piece feels like I'm working for the podcast more than I'm watching it for the sake of it.
Totally understand. And then I read this book called All Systems Red. It's a sci-fi book. It's only 150 pages. Finished it in like 2 days because it was very short, obviously. It's a series, but again, I could read this. I might just read this one book and not touch the rest of them. It was really weird. So they're on like this planet, and they have these things called security units, and this one specifically calls himself Murderbot, because he malfunctioned at one point and went rogue and killed like 45 civilians in a mining colony. Yeah. And then just crazy shit happens on this planet, and it all happens 153 pages. You can wrap it up really quick.
When you said Murderbot, I figured like, oh, a malfunction, like he accidentally killed somebody or one person.
Yeah.
I was not expecting double-digit numbers that high.
High double-digit numbers.
Yeah. I was like,
he murdered an entire colony.
Okay. So interesting.
Yeah, very good. He ends up being like with this group of doctors and shit who are like not excavators, but like I don't know, they're doing science shit on like fucking fauna and
fucking
plants
dudes and glasses
shit. Yeah,
and protractors and shit.
I don't know how to explain it. Like,
looking at rocks,
Yeah, doing shit you'd expect nerds to do on another planet.
Yeah.
And he has to protect them, basically.
Is that Murderbot protecting them or something?
Yeah, he's protecting them, and then like other sec units go rogue. And
so
then there's
other murder bots.
Yeah, but he's the only one. Like, they ask him what his name is, and he's like, I'm a fucking robot. I don't have a name. And then someone's like, he calls himself Murderbot, and he's like, that was private, you bitch. Yeah. So I mean, it was good. It was really quick and worth the read for sure. And then I read some more Dogs Red, the hockey manga. So I'm actually caught up all the way. Pretty solid. I'm enjoying the shit out of it, actually. They're out of that like training arc, and now they're going to a tournament. And then I read chapter 2 of that Ichi the Witch.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where it goes. It's very dorky. The comedy is kind of weird. It's very, I mean, it's Shonen Jump, so like the comedy isn't dark or anything. It's very childish.
I feel like a lot of Shonen Jump manga comedies almost feel like they're written with an anime in mind.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if this turns into an anime. Yeah. Like,
almost
not
like
even a little bit.
They're writing it like with the intention of like, this would be really funny when it's animated and voice acted. That's how I feel like
Correct.
a lot of the jokes. It's almost like someone's writing a screenplay for a comedy and then just drawing panels for it, more so than drawing a comedy manga.
Yeah, that's actually exactly how this feels.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's fine. We'll see where it goes. I am interested to see where it goes, but right now that's how it feels. And then I read like, I want to say like 9 or 10 chapters of Hunter x Hunter. So Jesus Christ, there's so much dialogue.
It warned you.
I almost took a picture of a couple of the panels, because I read like 4 or 5 chapters today. I almost took a couple of pictures because I was like, why even have panels of picture? Why is this not just a light novel? It's just like,
it's like
bubbles. You barely get any any fucking artwork. It's just bubbles.
There's
everywhere.
like 1 or 2 people from like the shoulders up, and then just text bubbles for like multiple chapters.
Dude, most of what I read today was they get Kurapika and the doctor Leoria to join the Zodiac.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're about to head on the expedition already?
Yeah. So they join the Zodiacs. King is paying people off to be the number 2, take over for the mouse guy, whatever the fuck his name is.
You mean the rat?
Yeah, sure.
Talking about the one that
the fucking white boy that used to be the like secretary for the Zodiac.
Harrison.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going on, and it seems like we're finally about to go to the Dark Continent. Finally. Some fucking prince dude murdered the shit out of 2 random bitches for no reason whatsoever.
He does not like women.
He doesn't like anybody, but that explains why he's got the eyes.
Yeah. Talking about the fourth prince. That's a fourth prince, I want to say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Lee? I
don't know his fucking name. There was a lot of dialogue too.
Yeah, I think there's like 13 of them altogether.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. There's
so fun.
Oh yeah, and they do. It's just like
I like the fucking art. I mean, like the artwork where you can tell he gives a shit. The double wides.
Yeah.
I think I saw the one you guys were talking about with all the like crazy bugs and animals and shit.
Yeah.
When they show what's on the Dark Continent.
It just shows like that map of it or whatever.
No, it wasn't even a map. It was like it was a double wide panel and it was of like monsters and shit.
Oh, the like on the Dark Continent.
Yeah,
shit.
I was like,
because it's hard talking about like the
fuck.
What are they? Not maladies, calamities yet?
No, they haven't started talking about the calamities yet. They talked about a lot of the monsters. They're all like rank B plus and A. Like,
yeah, and I talked about like the Chimera ants were just
a B.
Yeah,
like Leoriel's freaking out because he's like, bruh, not Merowim. What's
Netero?
Netero basically sacrificed the fuck out of himself and he fought a B rank. Although I feel like Merowim's probably like a B plus. There's no way he was a B. I feel like the regular fucking guys, the rest of them were probably Bs, but Merowim was probably like a
I don't
B
know,
plus.
man. Like I'll wait till you hear about the calamities and we'll talk about it.
Merowim was strong as shit, bro.
I mean, he is even now he is definitely the strongest character that's been in the show. But just
yeah, I mean, I gotta be slow reading
we're
this
still
shit
not at the Dark Continent, to be clear.
Yeah,
we're actually en route to a stop before the Dark Continent is where it currently is.
Serious?
There's not that much for you to read. Like they don't.
There's a lot for me to read.
Okay. There's a lot for you to read.
A lot of reading,
but there's not a lot of chapters from where you are to where it currently is.
I mean, I got like 40 more chapters.
We still got to get to the Krollo fight.
Yeah, that's the only reason I kept reading because I was like, I read that the day I texted you, I read one chapter and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was so much. It just wore me down reading 21 pages of a book.
Got to go through like fucking Beyond, why like they stopped doing the expeditions that have already happened.
No, they talked about all that.
Also, they did talk about that.
Yeah, I've got through all that, and they're talking.
They're talking about the things that they brought back.
Oh, are those the calamities?
Yeah, those are the calamities.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, if they talked about the Dark Continent, they talked about the calamities.
Yeah,
that's why they don't go back anymore.
Well, yeah. So they talked about
So and you,
I still say what I said.
Oh my god,
Merowim is strong.
I mean, yeah, he was strong.
Merowim was strong as fuck. If Merowim took out fucking Netero, I mean, that fight was crazy. Crazy. But anyway.
I mean,
that to say,
is he physically stronger than the calamities?
I don't know. I'm not saying he's stronger than the calamities. I'm saying I think he is like a B plus.
More of a threat. You mean?
He's more of a B plus than a B.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you that. But
I'm saying because
I thought you were saying like he's stronger than the calamities.
No.
Oh, okay.
They were saying all the Chimera ants were a B rank.
Yeah,
that checks out. But Merowim was easily stronger than every other fucking.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I was saying he's probably like a B plus.
Yeah. But they just mean like Chimera ants as like a form of
as a whole,
as a the way that
because and also
he was
at
also
the end of these chapters they show even humans by themselves could be this way and together they're like this as a race.
He was also the whole point of his arc is he's an anomaly to what Chimera ants were.
Right.
Like they weren't designed to have eaten humans with powerful nan and all that shit. So,
and that's it. That's it for what I've watched and read.
Are you enjoying Hunter x Hunter though? Like the world building and all that. Like I know it's like I said, it's a lot, but
it's fine. I don't hate it, but I'm not like losing my fucking mind.
I mean, where you are, I wasn't.
Where I am right now is like fucking just so much information.
And see, like I warned you, like reading it doesn't bother because the whole manga's like that, really. Like once they introduce Nen in the manga, it's because you got to listen to them explain it and then
Explain it again.
get re-explained because they were explained wrong,
Right.
and then every arc they have, like when they go into fucking York, New York, they explain the Phantom Troop and the gangs. Like every arc has that like
Right.
just jump of information, so it felt normal in the manga at that part because I'd been used to it.
So with how much I've read, I keep going back in my mind to what Juan said, and he said this will not translate to the anime.
Oh no,
This will be awful.
Yeah.
This shit that I'm on right now, people are not going to want to watch.
Yeah, it would because
they're going to need to like cut it down to like 2 episodes.
Yeah, there would be like half of a season of just it's not it in a row, but like half of a season with no fights, no battles,
Just be awful.
just hey, this is where we are, this is where we're going. Yeah, and then here's everything about this huge world that's out there that we've never mentioned before.
Let me put it this way. From what I've read so far, if you didn't like Vinland Saga season 2 because you thought it was too slow, you will fucking hate what's going on in Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, absolutely.
Because at least in Vinland Saga, there was a little bit of fighting and it was so much character building. There is 0 character building going on right now. They're just introducing like 50 to 60 more characters and
easily.
then lots of politics.
A whole new kingdom.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Have they started going to the under gangs yet? I don't think they did till they get to the whale. Yeah. Like, I will say that after you get to the huge data dump about the Dark Continent, why they can go, why they haven't been going, and then...
Yeah, I think I'm getting to the point where it's going to be not that bad.
Yeah, and then once you get to the Cockqueen Kingdom and their secession war, has it explained that? Oh, you still got some more to go. They kind of spread that out.
I'm expecting to be reading a light novel for at least another 5 to 10 chapters.
Oh yeah, easily. And then they start moving, and then a fight happens, and then they data dump a little bit, and then it goes on. They data dump, and it goes on. And it kind of goes back and forth.
As long as I just want to get to the fucking fight that we talked about.
Yeah,
that's all I'm pushing for.
There's just one frame. Well, not frame. It's a manga. One panel I want to show you so bad, but it's kind of a spoiler.
So then don't show it to me.
Yeah, I won't. But I want you to get there.
It's from that fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you said I'm not that far away.
Yeah, you're not.
Probably like 15 chapters.
Depends on how fast you read. Not watch, how fast you read.
It's not even that, bro. It's like I can read decently
I know,
quick.
I've seen you read books.
Fuck, dude. It's so much bubbles.
Yeah, it's not even so much that there's so much to read. It's just so much information that you have to
I've had to go back and reread Bubbles because I'm like, wait, what the fuck now?
Yeah.
He's who? How many people?
Oh, dude, when they start going over the secession war and
my-
how the princes work and all that, and then the whole Cockqueen Empire aspect of it, like I had to like go online because I was like, all right, I kind of get this, but like,
Does it matter?
Yes, very much.
Why does any of this shit matter getting to the fucking Dark Continent?
It is because that's the reason they're going. Like Cockqueen Empire is the only reason they're even able to go.
I'm aware of that. I know they changed the V5 to V6. I get that.
So you're reading it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not lying. I'm reading it, but it's like, I get that. Also, the map of all the continents is literally just our continents, just drawn all fucked up.
Yeah, and it's surrounded by
he's
a map.
not trying.
Yeah. It was like when everyone's like, did you know the map in Attack on Titan is just Africa upside down?
Yep.
And it was just like, oh, I mean, I didn't, but thanks. And now I can't unsee it.
Yeah. Also, if you like do some history into it, there's a reason that he did Africa.
Yeah.
It's bad. You don't want to really, if you're not mentally prepared for it, don't dig into Attack on Titan because you're going to be upset.
Like I said, that one time I was like, so I don't know, is this dude a fascist? And you were like, what? And I was like, I don't know, man. He's not a good person.
I don't know if he's a fascist, but he might be a little bit, I wouldn't even say he's apologetic. I just think maybe he found it really interesting. Like he watched a World War II documentary from the wrong side since they were on the wrong side of the war.
I was like, from his side, you mean?
Yeah. And he was like, hey, this seems fun.
Yeah, because it's like, it's just ironic that we were watching Attack on Titan when you started watching Monster, and it's kind of like, oh, there's kind of a similar theme. Just one makes it seem bad, and one kind of makes it seem badass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you making it sound badass because you're still against it, or do you just genuinely think it's badass? And I like people like on the internet have been arguing about it since like season 4, and I'm like, I kind of still don't know.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out, and I don't want to dig into it.
Yeah,
because it's just gonna ruin that show for me. It's gonna be like can't really watch Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, for me, it's like I can't listen to the College Dropout anymore. It feels like that to me.
Yeah.
Like
I can't listen to Brand New.
Yeah.
How many more bands are you gonna take away from me?
They're like, let me enjoy my media.
Yeah.
Be a terrible person in private, or just don't be a terrible person. Actually,
how about that? Just don't be bad.
Or if you're gonna do it, because they're gonna do it, don't make me know about it. I need things.
Don't get caught. Oh, that sounds so bad.
I was like, okay,
just stop being a shitty person and ruining the media for me.
Yeah, just do it to yourself
and ruining people's lives.
Yeah, just be miserable to yourself.
Yeah, just stay in your dark hole. If you have to, just. I'm not gonna finish that. Go ahead.
I was gonna last like, please do it. Please do it. Okay, we'll start
just
with
X-nay on the life A.
Anime. So I know I said I wasn't going to, but then I went back and I watched the entire first season of Naruto.
OG?
Yeah.
Oh no, I knew you were going to.
I knew I said I wasn't going to after I watched Bleach, but I was like, I watched Bleach. I have to watch Naruto.
I knew you were going to do that.
It fucking holds up, dude.
I know.
It really fucking does.
I've been rewatching fucking Shippuden. Shit holds up.
Yeah, it also reminded me like how much like Naruto as a show was so good prior to like why Boruto went the way it went with its fights, like why everyone can absorb chakra and like why they had to remove Naruto fucking using Kurama and all that, like to really ground it back to ninjas fighting again. Like, granted, they're shooting fucking eye beams and shit, but like they're actually throwing hands again.
It's like when WoW had to drop from 120 down to 60 because we were like, it seems a little dumb for us to go up to 130.
Yeah.
It's like, let's bring everything back down.
Let's remember where we came from.
Start over, guys.
And it's so weird watching it's like, I mean, it's just like, it's watching the first arc of Naruto after having seen everything is like kind of where you are in Dragon Ball, knowing what Dragon Ball Z is.
Dude, so here's the thing with like Dragon Ball. It's funny. Like there's parts that are funny, but like the only reason I would ever say that this is like the GOAT is if it was nostalgia. It's so nostalgia based. The love for that show is so nostalgia based.
Z or Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball. I'm going to watch Z after I finish this.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, the reason they made Dragon Ball Z, just like with Naruto, like it was one manga, like it was the same. There was a huge shift post time skip of the stylish. Like Dragon Ball Z it stopped being a comedy and it just turned into a full on battle shonen. Like I really blame the third tournament, and you'll see why. Like once the third tournament happens, you're like, okay, I see how this became Dragon Ball Z.
Well, I mean, I can see it slowly turning into Z now.
Yeah,
with Colonel Blue, I don't know what the fuck his name was, but he powers up.
Yeah,
I literally watched him power up. He goes, his eyes turn blue. He gets bigger. He glows. I'm like, okay, so I can see the stepping stones. Plus, he did the Kamehameha wave in like episode 25.
Yeah, like super. Like he meets
super early.
He meets Roshi, and he's like, "Oh, that was cool." And then he hits the car with it. You're like, "Wait, he doesn't learn this?" Like,
no.
I thought, because I knew he gets trained by Roshi, and I was like, I thought he was going to go back and get trained and learn it. And it's like, oh, so you just showed up knowing this shit. Okay, cool. But yeah, it just the third tournament happens, and you're just like, oh, this is just Dragon Ball Z now from the third tournament.
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
Kind of what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Beyond that, I watched the Cowboy Bebop movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No, I actually have not seen it.
So when Cowboy Bebop came out, there was like a middle episode because then they thought they were like not going to be able to finish it. And I saw a clip of that and I was like, oh, I really like that episode. Because when I originally watched it, it didn't air with the show. And so I didn't watch that for like years later. And then I remember talking to my friend about, hey, there's this like, I called it hidden episode of Cowboy Bebop. And he's like, yeah, the movie. And I was like, no. And he's like, the movie. And I was like, there's no movie. I'm talking about the episode. And then that's what led me to the movie. And I was like, oh, the movie's kind of fucking solid, dude. It's pretty good. And so I don't know. I saw a clip from that middle episode and then it reminded me of the movie. So I was like, I like that movie. I watched all of Cowboy Bebop again this year and I didn't go watch the movie or the middle episode. So I watched both of those. It's still good. I don't know. I think the movie's on par with the show. It just feels like a long episode. And it's written like a long episode. Like it has a beginning, middle, end, and it's even written so it's in the middle of the show, kind of like the middle episode was. So I watched that. It was good. Really, no notes. If you haven't seen it, if you like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I know from the movie is the one super fucking common phrase that everybody always talks about is like, I love a woman that can kick my ass. Yeah. And I know that's from the movie. So, I mean, like, eventually I'll watch it. Maybe I'll watch it this week. But, yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's good. Beyond that, I watched one episode of One Piece, and literally nothing happened. Like, nothing happened. Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to, like, I kind of just want to get to the Summit War now.
Yeah, Summit War is going to be, like, nonstop shit happening.
So my goal was to, like...
If you can get to the Summit War, you'll be coasting.
So my goal is with these next 2 weeks being busy, I want to get to the Summit War, and I thought it was, like, 1 or 2 episodes, and I guess there's a little bit more, and then pause till I have freedom, and then burn through that. Because that's, like... It's only like 50, 60 episodes.
I don't even think the Summit War is that much.
It's pretty long.
Really? Yeah, it didn't feel that way. Maybe I just loved it so much it did not feel like 50
episodes.
Maybe
there's filler in there too, but I could be, I'm not crazy. It's like, because I'm at like close to 450, and it says this arc ends at like 520 something.
Oh, well, there's also like stuff that happens after the actual war that's still considered that arc.
Oh, okay.
Like the actual war portion isn't that long. There's stuff that happens after
that leads into the time skip.
That leads into the time skip.
Okay. Well, yeah. So
you're gonna see some training. There's a training arc.
Oh, it actually shows the training arc.
Yes.
I figured the time skip would do like every other show and just kind of say they went off the training.
It like shows not like a crazy amount of training arc, but think about a Bleach training arc. It's fast.
Okay. I was like, I kind of don't really want to watch a training arc.
No, it's more a training arc to explain what hockey is.
Okay. So I kind of like how like Gear 2 and Gear 3, like it's like normally I'd be like, you just pull this out of your ass, but like in One Piece, I kind of like was okay with it. Like in his lobby, he just shows up and he's like, yes, this thing I'm going to try.
I learned this.
Yeah. And you're just like, when the fuck you learn this? And I was like, you know what? I don't fucking care. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah. I was super happy with that. So that's all I watched for anime. Naruto pretty much ate up all of my evenings going to bed, just getting through. It's actually, the first arc's kind of long.
Probably what, like 40 episodes?
It's like close to, it's more than a season of a show. I think it was like almost a year.
30?
Yeah, I'd have to look it up. I don't remember exactly. I just know once Kakashi told them he was going to put them in for the Chunin exam, I stopped watching. I was like, all right, cool. Do this arc. I'm definitely not going to watch the Chunin exam because I was like, if I watch one more episode, I'm going to burn through the whole Chunin exam.
If you watch the Chunin exam, you're going to watch the rest of the fucking show.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't because it's my favorite arc, and I'm like, I know if I start this arc, I will not be able to finish it. I just wanted to see how it started, to see how it compared to One Piece. I know how it starts. It holds up. I do think of the 3 shows, One Piece has the weakest intro.
I agree.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, I'm going to make a lot of people mad, but for me personally, One Piece is the weakest of the big 3.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I understand everybody, like, people really glaze the fuck out of this show. I like the show a lot, and it's not even the fact that it's 1,000 episodes or almost 1,200 episodes now. I don't care about that. What I care about is why the fuck is there 10 to 15 minutes of each episode that doesn't matter? Okay, you don't technically have filler arcs, and that's what people's complaint is with Bleach and fucking Naruto. But let's be real, I would much rather have a whole arc that I don't have to watch than fucking 10 to 15 minutes of every single episode that is just a fucking recap.
I'm even better off with like Boruto, where they just do like the whole filler arcs where like you can take it or leave it and it doesn't affect the story. But I mean, like, even like you can just skip the anime canon or whatever filler, and like, granted, where it is now, the slow, because it's monthly, there's not that much content, but like, I saw everyone, even the anime if you just watch the manga canon anime, it holds up. And
I said that before when I read all of Boruto. I was like, man, how did they fuck this up?
Because everyone
it's so good.
Because everyone watched the filler. But go back, and now that you've seen the manga, go back and watch just the anime. I mean, the manga canon part of the anime.
Oh, I bet it's amazing.
Yeah, like the Momoshiki
because the manga is so fucking good.
Everything that people love about Boruto, they're like, oh yeah, it'd be so good, but I hate everything else. Like, yeah, that's not canon. Like everything that you hate about the show will not be canon. Everything that you will love is the canon stuff. And you can even tell the animators only put in the effort and work to the canon stuff. And the rest of it, they're like, we know it's filler. It's whatever. People will watch it regardless.
I know it's annoying though. It's annoying that like 90% of the show is fucking filler or anime canon. Manga canon. The manga is, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
I know it's right.
I just don't understand how it just sucks.
It's because it's monthly and they wanted to do a weekly anime.
It pisses me off though.
I don't know why they wouldn't just do seasonal.
You just fumbled the bag. You could have made this another thing that everybody loves. You guys really fucked it up. It really pisses me off. How long
the chapters are, it would be perfect for a seasonal show. Because you could literally, every chapter is long enough to be a fucking episode. Like a legit episode.
You could do 1 to 2 episodes based on each
You wouldn't have to combine multiple
chapters. Are 54 fucking pages.
Yeah. So like you could easily just turn each one and then do a season every year. And then just fucking and keep up with the monthly rate. I would 12. It's 12.
People would not shit on this fucking show if you guys did it right.
Because in my mind, it's like, all right, so you do 12 issues a year, the manga. You do 12 episodes a season a year, like a lot of anime do, and you are keeping pace, and you're fine, and you don't have that shitty My Hero fucking we're gonna make a rock band episode, and you just fucking keep it pushing. And I promise you, people would. I would enjoy this in an anime more than I did Naruto.
I agree.
I
agree. It's weird to agree with that, actually.
And I told you that before, and you looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, just read it, dude. Just read it. You'll understand.
It's so fucking good. It pisses me off knowing the shit that is in the fucking anime, because it's like, bro, the manga is so fucking good.
Yeah, and like I say, when I went back and started watching the anime, I started watching some of the anime filler stuff, and I was like, no. And I just watched and I was
manga canon.
Like, damn, this anime slaps, dude. All 12 episodes of this anime fucking slaps.
Yeah.
Because it pretty much goes up to
where we are right now.
Up to like the pre-time skip.
Okay.
And then, I mean, thankfully they just stopped the anime too. They're like, we're done. We're going to just come back to this later. And I hope they just start over and just do it.
Yeah.
And just do that. And because they'll do have time. So that's it for anime. Okay. So I never finished reading Fire Punch,
right?
And I realized that because it's in my car.
Like 2 volumes left.
Yeah. So I started reading because it's 7 or 8. I'm rereading the 5th one. So I'm like, I need to like kind of recap because it's been like 7-8 months.
I think it's 7 volumes.
Yeah, because I was reading
you told me you were waiting to find 7 or something.
Yeah, so I have it. It's here now. So I'm like, I'm gonna read it. I was like reading a volume a trip, and then I stopped traveling, so I stopped reading it. So I was like, let me go back and read 5 because that's the last one I read. So do that, and I'm just gonna in the next week or 2 just burn through the last 2 since I'm not traveling anytime soon, and especially if we have to take a break soon, I'll have time to just burn through it. Just going back, I forget how like with all the other content or how much darker this shit is than Chainsaw Man. Like it is. And
yeah, granted, that's what you're telling me.
Like, granted, where Chainsaw Man is, I hear it's getting pretty dark, but like I don't know why. Like I know how bad this shit is. And I'm aware of how bad this shit is, but going back and rereading shit, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, it's good. It's not berserk good. Some of it, I'm just like, it's kind of edgelordy, but like, it holds up, man. It is worthy of an anime for sure. I just don't know if there's the audience for it.
I mean, if people watch Chainsaw Man, I feel like there's the audience for it.
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like Chainsaw Man, if you've seen that anime, I don't know if you're prepared for this manga.
I don't know, man. I feel like people are really getting into the dark shit now.
I mean, yeah,
so I feel like now would be the time. If any time was the time, it would be now.
Yeah, like it borders on that edge of like being cool and being like too edgy almost. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, all right, man, you're just trying.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Just fucking try it out. Chainsaw Man's about to be over anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I do highly recommend this manga, especially with how short it is. It's literally 7 fucking volumes. Like on a trip, I burned through a volume literally sitting in the airport waiting on my flight. It's not a hard read.
Yeah.
There's not too much world building. It's not too much dialogue. Like it's just one of those shows where like first chapter sets up the world. Chapter 2 sets up the plot. Chapter 3, we go. And you're just like, I am depressed, I am sad, and I am with it. And then every 2 to 3 chapters, it's like, have you been sad yet? Here you go. And then he gives you a super hype, cool fight where he does some badass shit. And then he goes back to being sad. And then he reminds you that he's literally on fire and dying at all times. And he'll have this moment, it'll just be like, so like in the first volume, he's like, so it's not really a big spoiler. He's like walking, talking to someone. He's like just sitting there in the night. And the other person's in the snow, and he's like sitting in a hole in the snow because he's on fire, so all the snow around him's melted. And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot when I stop and think how much more it hurts that I'm literally on fire. And I was like, God damn it, dude. Are we going to talk about this the whole series? And they do talk about it. I mean, granted,
of course.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
But I'm like, I get it, dude. Like, you're in pain. Stop. And you feel bad for him the whole way through, dude. Like, and then like he'll get like a limb or something cut off and start regrowing it. And he's like, ow, that hurt. You know, most shows where like they'll like mention that the person feels pain and then they'll stop acknowledging that he feels pain. They never stop acknowledging that he feels pain, and some insane shit happens to him, and he's just like, oh my God, I am losing my mind. I am in so much pain. Don't you want to vomit blood and feel bad for me? And I'm like, I'm gonna call it here and take a moment. So it's but it is good. It's like, it's good, but like, how do I tell you to like just have a strong heart, you know what I mean? Like emotionally, be okay with the fact that the world is shitty and people are shitty. Because the whole point of the show is people suck. Like ultimately, like, and then like fucking you meet this kid and it's like the sweetest kid in the world, and you're just like, you just meet this kid and you're just like, I know bad things are gonna happen to you.
Oh, that's what happened when I was watching or when I was reading Kagurobachi, the fucking manga I told you to read.
Yeah.
Same thing happens. This kid shows up and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like some fucked up's gonna, like, I know in the end you're gonna be important and like you'll probably manage to have some sort of cool power, but some bad shit is gonna happen to you along the way, and I don't know if I'm mentally prepared to watch that happen to you because you're so nice.
Yeah. And it's like
too nice.
Yeah, it's that dumb innocent child thing where it's like almost too dumb, too innocent, and this like, I just want to be happy, and you're like, oh man, like nothing.
No, baby, no. Bless your heart.
Like nothing. Oh my God, has happened to him, but like you're just like, it's like, hey, we want you to love this sweet kid.
It's so like in Berserk when fucking chops off the child's head.
Yeah, you know, it's like,
oh look, he's being friends with them. Oh no.
And it's like, you exist to make, like, in case you're not sad enough, we're gonna put a kid in there and let bad things happen to him.
Real fucked up for you. We're gonna test you out.
Yeah, it's nothing that's gonna get you put on a watch list or anything, but it's just not.
I mean, it's on Shonen Jump, so
yeah. Then,
but you can only read it on the web. That's how bad it is. It is. It's web only.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I did not think that would.
That one's web only. Hell's Paradise is web only.
I could see that.
Golden Kamui is web only. And there's another one that I have saved on mine that's web only. Surprisingly, Tokyo Ghoul isn't, which is surprising based off the shit you've told me about the actual manga.
So like I mean, I don't think Tokyo Ghoul is too much worse than a lot of manga are, because most manga are very sanitized when they're animated. Like even like Naruto.
Yeah, Kurobachi is going to be. I'm interested to see how that gets animated because it's bloody.
Yeah, because like when I was
awesome.
I mean, even Hell's Paradise, I've looked at some of the panels from the shit that we've seen, and I'm like, that's
why it's web. Down. Yeah, I figured that's why it was web only.
But like, I remember when I first picked up Naruto to read, when Kakashi first Chidori's through Hakaku, and I was like, oh, like they show everything. Like you just all up in this dude's guts. Yeah. Like I was like, okay, I did not expect you to do that. Like
all up in Haku's guts.
Oh yeah,
yo,
you know what I mean. Yeah. So that's all I've done.
Haku's a baddie, we know.
Prettiest dude in the show.
Pretty of all.
Yeah. And then I watched this movie, live action, called Boy Kills World.
I have seen that pop up.
Yeah, with Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. It is I did not think it was going to be funny. It is. The first half of the movie is hilarious. So he's like deaf and mute, so he doesn't talk. And so like instead of Bill Skarsgård narrating himself, it's fucking who's the dude from Archer? The dude that's really fucking
the guy that is Archer in Archer?
Yeah. That voice
I don't know his name, but I know
everyone knows like John Benjamin, H. John Benjamin.
Yeah.
is the narrator. Oh yeah. Oh my god,
and he's
dude.
being like H. John Benjamin.
And when he is 100% narrating as H. John Benjamin.
That's awesome.
And parts of the movie are kind of an acid trip. Not like visually, but just like mentally, because a lot of it's in his head. And him talking to, since he can't talk to other people, it's him narrating his thoughts and just what's going on. And then other people will be talking and he narrates about what they're talking about. And then it's just H. John Benjamin talking while Bill Skarsgård is emoting. And it is phenomenal. The action is very good. Very bloody. It is definitely one of those like revenge movies where it's just like, we're just going to be gory and Bill Skarsgård is going to run around with his shirt off and just murder 10 dudes and then gun akimbo 5 more dudes and then pull out a knife. And it is
makes sense why he got the Crow.
Yeah, it is really fucking good. I heard The Crow was bad.
I heard it was terrible.
Yeah, this movie,
but I don't think that's on him.
Yeah, it had like a middle. As soon as I saw a 6.10, and then the first review that I saw was a 3, and it just said, "Why is it so bloody?" I was like, "Gotta watch this!" Like the moment I saw that, I was like, "Absolutely watching it." There's a chick with a helmet that can talk, but her helmet just says words for her half the time, and then she also talks at the same time. So like, I thought she was mute because the first time you see her, the helmet speaks for her. Like it doesn't speak, like it.
Yeah, they got it. I got it.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, so this chick's mute too. And then like 10 seconds later, she talks. And I was like, oh, so it's just like, it just has like that one thing to show her emotion. But no, the whole movie, her helmet just talks and she's talking on top of her helmet, writing for her. Like the shit is just wild, dude. It is just wild. Amazing the whole way through. You should definitely watch it. And that's pretty much it.
Did you go see Alien?
I did not.
Okay. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I had to work Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
And I didn't get, so I was gone Thursday and Friday for work all day. I had to drive out there. And then Saturday I drove down south for work. So yeah, I got home Saturday. I think I took a shower. I cried for like 20 minutes and then I went to sleep. Yeah. And then Sunday my body was just dead.
Yeah. I get that.
So yeah, that's all the media I've been able to consume. I apologize for not doing more. I've listened to a lot of music.
That's right. Good thing that I have brought stuff for us to talk about.
You brought a list, didn't you?
No, I didn't bring a list. I mean, kind of. We'll get there.
I do have one note I want to talk about. So I've been listening to A Static Lullaby.
Okay.
I think it's their first album, and Don't Forget to Breathe. I forgot how much I like them.
Okay.
Like what happened to them? I'm having one of those like, am I just that old? Did they just fall off?
That old.
Like
a lot of bands from that era don't exist anymore.
They never really made a bad album. Why did they fall off? Like shitty bands still make shitty albums.
There was so many bands during that time, and other ones got bigger quicker. I never really liked them, but I never cared. I was in, there was other shit.
I feel bad because I haven't listened to them in like years, and then literally a song came up on my like smart DJ, and I was like, it was Toxic. And I was like, oh, so I went to listen to Punk Goes Pop. And I was like, what is some more Static Lullaby? And I've listened to their albums, full discography, multiple times on my 3-hour drives. Like, not even going to deny it. I've been jamming the fuck out of them nonstop.
Wow.
That was all.
Speaking of music, though, you remember how like you loved that Distinguisher EP?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I got some bad news. They're not a band anymore.
So I'm never getting an album.
Correct.
Okay. What happened?
I don't know all the details. I just know they broke up. I don't think it was anything bad. I think they just
didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just go fuck myself then. It's cool.
Yeah.
I finally get a heavy band that I'm super into.
Yeah.
What genre are they?
Like pretty close to deathcore.
Yeah. I was like, I think
they definitely toe the line with deathcore.
That was on that. Then that was my line for them. And I was like, I don't know if I have I
can find more bands that are like them for you.
I mean,
to fill the void, but yeah, they're done. I was sad when I saw it too.
Yeah, I was like, "This is my in. This is my in."
I was watching a video of a TikToker, and he was like, "Here's some recommendations for some bands heavy bands you might like." And then today we're gonna cover bands that are no longer together. And then he said Distinguisher, and I was like, "Oh no."
And it's kind of weird because I remember that EP came out like, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's been a while. And they haven't put anything else out except for like a single, I think.
Yeah, and I was like, am I ever going to get this album? Am I ever going to get this album? And I guess now I know. I'm never going to get this album. Cool.
So there's been some other announcements that I saw today.
So back to hating deathcore. Got it.
I mean, yeah, I can find some stuff for you. There's been some announcements of people playing characters in the One Piece live action.
Oh, for season 2?
Yeah.
So, I've actually intentionally been avoiding spoilers because all the shit that was coming out before.
Well, it's not spoilers. It's just people that are playing.
Well, yeah.
I got 3 characters.
I just remember there was like a lot of fake shit coming out about things, and so I just stopped following it.
So, Crocodile is going to be Joe Manganiello.
I'm about to Google all these people.
That's fine. You'll have to Google probably 2 of them, but... Wait, Joe Manganiello, he's the guy that does that, like, he does D&D campaigns with, like, other...
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's in a lot of stuff you've definitely seen. He was married to Eva Mendes, I think, for a while.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember from True Blood.
Okay.
He was a werewolf in True Blood.
That checks out.
Yeah.
So he's Crocodile. KD Seagal, you know who that is?
KD or Katie?
Katey Seagal. Married with Children, Sons of Anarchy.
Oh shit! Yeah.
She's Dr. Correja, the doctor.
For Chopper. What was the island called again?
Drum Island.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
She plays a really good like bitch. You know what I mean? Like Sons of Anarchy.
She's gonna nail it.
Yeah. I mean, she's amazing in everything she's in.
Yep. She's gonna nail it.
Like I loved hating her, and she's
so good in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. It was like kind of like the chick that played not Cersei.
Yes.
Yeah. The queen. What was her name?
Yeah, Cersei.
Was it Cersei? Yeah.
Cersei Lannister.
The chick that plays Cersei, like Lena Headey.
Yeah.
Like she was so good in that role to the point that I'm like.
I love that I hate you so much.
Yeah, like I'd see her during interviews.
I mean, she's doing a good job.
Yeah. Like I'd see her in interviews and I'm like, you are so good at being a terrible person.
Because you're like genuinely a great human being.
Yeah, and it's like it's so weird seeing you just be so nice. And you see in other movies and she just seems so genuine. It's like, wait, where do you are an amazing actress, just that you can pull that out from your personality.
What's the same with I know you haven't seen Ted Lasso, but I can't remember her fucking name. But the tall blonde that owns the club in Ted Lasso, she was the one that has the bell. Like shame, bing bing.
Oh yeah. The one of the nuns. The
nun, the like shitty nun that she ended up getting back at.
Yeah, the one that you're just like, I hope she fights. Like you're so bad, I'm actually rooting for Cersei now.
Yes. Yeah. So she's in Ted Lasso and she's just a completely different person. And like in real life, she's dating the guy that plays Ted Lasso. I just fucking blanked on his name.
I know who you're talking. I don't know what his name is though.
Jason Segel?
No.
Nope.
Jason Segel's from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yep. That's definitely not who I'm thinking.
I know who you're talking about, but
it's gonna bother me. He's in so much shit. But he was married to Olivia Munn? Married to Olivia Munn, I think, at one point. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
I don't keep.
I'm getting yelled at, I'm sure, by people that are like, "That's his name, dickhead." Anyway, so that's, and then some lady named Lyra Abova is going to play Robin. She's, I don't think, been in anything else, but it makes sense.
I have no idea who this chick is.
Yeah,
but she definitely has she's got the nose. Yep. That's for damn sure.
She's got pre-time skip Robin vibes. I don't know what's going to happen post-time skip.
Oh, they got an actual Russian chick to play her too. That's crazy.
So we're going to see how this goes.
Oh, I guess she does.
I don't think she's been in anything else.
Not
I think
in
it's
America.
like with everything else, with the other guys, they've just cast people.
Yeah, she's just done work in Russia.
There you go.
So
it should be good.
She was in Anna.
I don't know what that is.
I don't. She's only been in. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I can see.
Anna Karenina. That's Russian.
No, the movie Anna.
I don't know what that is.
Wasn't that the one with they were like the models that were killers?
What?
Yeah.
Models that were killers. I don't fucking know anything.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like a female assassin. I'm pretty sure it was European.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was okay. I watched it. It was during that. It was like almost like an ode to like when like Atomic Bombshell and all those like chicks are badass too movies are coming out. It was like in that vein.
Okay.
So if you've seen one of them, you've seen all of them.
Seen them all.
So you've definitely imagine that, but with a little more Black Widow in it.
Okay.
So yeah, you've now seen Anna. Congratulations.
Cool.
Yeah.
The last thing I have for you is I have some rank these. You're going to rank these without knowing what comes next. Okay. So I have 3 different sets of things.
Okay.
So you're going to rank these characters, anime characters, without knowing what comes next. So you're going to rank them 1 to 5.
Am I going to need to write these down?
You can pull your phone out so that you know what's what.
Just make a note.
Or I can put notes on.
No, I'll make a note. I got it.
Okay.
I can make notes on my phone. I got a note ready.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Gone Freaks.
Gone Freaks.
Gone Freaks. 1 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you have them? You have to tell me.
Oh, I thought I get all
people
5.
know. No, you have to. No, it's blind ranking.
Oh, 4.
So where would you put? You put Gone at 4.
Yeah.
Okay, Light Yagami. Where are you gonna put him?
I already kind of want to go back. I'll give him. I'm probably gonna give him 5, honestly.
5. Okay. Deku.
I should have kept that 5.
Yeah, I really want some logic behind why you put Gone 4 and Light 5.
I like Gone's character arc, but I don't really like. I thought it was gonna be just Hunter x Hunter characters. And Gone is nowhere near my
These are anime characters.
I figured the list was going to be all one show. Okay. I didn't know. It's blind. So Deku's 3 because that's the lowest I can go.
No. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why'd you put Light below Deku? You hate him more than, below Gone.
I think Gone's a cooler character than Light.
Okay. Lelouch.
1.
Okay. And your number 2 is Spike.
I don't like this.
Yeah,
I don't like
get
this
worse
at
for
all.
That list fucking sucks. By the way, I don't mind Lelouch at 1, but Deku above Gone and Light is.
That's
the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I wanted.
You look like a fucking moron.
I didn't want to start high because I didn't know where it was going.
Okay, well now you, I guess, understand more.
Yeah, now I understand the concept.
Rank these anime without knowing what comes up next.
Okay,
all right. We're starting with Jujutsu Kaisen.
2.
All right. 7 Deadly Sins.
5.
God. Dragon Ball Z.
I'm going to give that a 3.
3? That's a good spot for it. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, 1.
That actually kind of worked out. Demon Slayer.
Oh, yeah. Well, I fucking crushed that list. I crushed that list. You actually
crushed this. And that's honestly, when I was watching it on TikTok, I was like, okay, this is where I do it. This is where I do it. And I had the same thing as you. Yeah. I ended up perfect because 7 Deadly Sins sucks.
I would personally probably swap Yu Yu and Jujutsu overall. But with the current where we are, I would keep Yu Yu at 1 just because there's not enough Jujutsu to compare the whole of Yu Yu.
And me, personally, I think this week I realized that Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite anime of all time.
It is for a lot of people.
Until more of Vinland Saga comes out. Like, I love Vinland Saga. I love Vinland Saga so much. But Yu Yu Hakusho just got a chokehold on me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Naruto will always be my favorite shonen, but I will say Yu Yu's a better shonen. I think Hunter x Hunter's a better shonen. I now think Jujutsu Kaisen's a better shonen. I think that's probably it. Yeah. But
that's pretty good. 3.
Yeah.
I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's better too.
Actually, yeah, I would say Naruto, if we're talking like what I think is a better shonen, Naruto would never be higher than a 5 for me. That's out of my list. But it's just got that spot on my heart.
But it still holds up, so it's not like it's bad.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more.
Got my list.
Anime villains.
Ooh,
it's gonna be fun. I'm actually.
I don't know. I have a lot of weird opinions about some villains, though.
All right, we're starting hard. I don't love that I said that.
Well, we're gonna finish.
Hisoka. Yeah, that's where we're starting.
Trying to think.
But you got to remember, like, shitty people could come up and really awesome people.
I know. That's why I need.
That's why it sucks.
I'm giving him a 2.
A 2.
I give him 2.
Okay.
Well, not a 2. I'm putting him in 2.
I understand that. Griffith.
Giving him 3.
Griffith?
From Berserk?
Okay.
Yeah, I give him 3.
I mean, I think you're going to be happy with what comes next, but I would have put him 1 personally, but I wouldn't have put Hisoka 2. Johan. Monster.
I gotta give him 4.
Okay. Frieza.
Oh, 5. Actually, I don't know. Frieza's a really good fucking villain, man.
You got either 1 or 5.
Oh, fuck.
You rolling the dice.
I'm giving him 5.
Giving a 5. I think you'll be happy how this works out. Dio.
Oh, absolutely. Woo! Woo! I'm actually very glad I did that. I would definitely should have just given Hisoka number 1 out of that list. I think Hisoka's a better villain than Griffith.
That's crazy work, dude.
Within the context of their show.
No way, dude.
Yeah,
Griffith is like the ultimate villain.
Yeah, but like Griffith
he is literally the biggest piece of shit I have ever seen.
Yeah, but Griffith
ever.
as a villain, like Griffith the character is very complex. Griffith as a villain is very just a villain.
I don't know. I feel like it's very complex too, because he like wanted, the Band of the Hawk to be great, and then he wanted himself to be in power.
Yeah, that's the character,
then it got more into like, oh, but I need to protect my friend so that I can protect my friends.
Yeah, but once his actual villain arc starts, like that's what I mean. Like Griffith, the character, would be number 1. But like once he becomes a villain, and I've posted clips, he's kind of just like, I'm this pretty boy that's the savior of the world, but really I'm secretly the super evil thing that's bringing monsters around.
I guess.
He doesn't really get much depth once he's reborn.
I mean, yeah. I'll give you. I guess I can't say it because right now I'm about to see him again where I'm at.
Oh, so you're still not fully caught up?
No, dude, I put that shit down.
I forgot. Yeah, like
he needed a break.
Like once he shows back up, he's around more, but like he doesn't really develop. Like he becomes very like once he comes back and you meet him, and like he becomes a very static character, not in a bad way. Like he's already had his arc, and then the show realizes, all right, Griffith has had his arc. He's the villain. The world evolves around him, and then Berserk is adapting to the world Griffith has created. But Griffith as a character is like, this is who I am, and he stops growing. Hisoka doesn't really change much either, but I prefer Hisoka as he's just the villain the whole time, let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's more fun to me.
Yeah, well, he likes to have fun.
Yeah.
He's like Puff.
Griffith is a better character and a way better manga, but I don't think he's a better villain within the show.
If I were to like see this list completely done, like see all the characters I pulled out, I would have Dio at 1. I stand by. I think Griffith is, even hearing your argument, I'll put him at 2 then. Johan at 3, Hisoka at 4, and Frieza's 5. Frieza does not matter to me.
Yeah, I would have done Hisoka 1, Griffith 2, Dio 3. Like
Really? I think Dio is...
I think Dio's a phenomenal
Dio's
villain.
the best just because he's like he's such a fucking...
If we're going...
He's evil, and he's like also playing both sides of the fence, and he's hilarious.
Yeah, if we're going entertainment factor, yeah, Dio all the way. But also, Dio has that same issue where like he's not a very complex character.
No. Except you thought this was a list, but it was just me, Dio.
But like, you know what I mean? I'm saying, like I was trying to do a balance of like entertainment versus depth.
I don't know, man. When he's a fucking gay vampire, it's pretty awesome.
Dio and Griffith are polar opposites of like my spectrum of what makes a good villain between being entertaining and being complex. Because some characters are just complex. Like Griffith is almost on that edge of like being just such a complex character, but so unentertaining as a villain.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't very entertained when he was doing things to Casca.
I don't mean like, I'm not saying, yeah.
I definitely wasn't entertained by that. But I was kind of entertained when he was like, with his fucked up arm. He was kind of laughing, and I was like, dog, what?
But like, he just, like I said, like he becomes very static. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I'm already a great villain, no notes, and he just continues with no notes. Like he obviously does a lot, but like the world begins to revolve around him. And same thing with Dio.
I mean, that was part of him becoming.
Yeah, he got what he wanted. Yeah, because now he's gotten what he wants. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's just out there doing his thing. Or same thing with like Dio. Dio basically gets what he wants, and then
he gets clapped.
Yeah, and then he comes back and he kind of gets what he wants, and then he gets clapped again, and then other people are around Dio. You know what I mean? But like Hisoka's. He never gets what he wants. Like even where you
That's
are,
good.
like,
He shouldn't get what he wants because he wants boys, little boys.
Like Hisoka is very dynamic in the fact that like Gon is on this adventure with fucking oh my god, Killua, and the whole time Hisoka's also on an adventure of like, I need to kill someone powerful.
No, he said, I need that ass.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna go groom these boys, and while I'm grooming you in my downtime, I'm gonna go fight. Like I want to go fight people that could probably kill me because that's the only way I can find any joy in life. But here's
the thing, like I think Hisoka probably has 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil in his house.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt about it. He's got that P Diddy house.
He has got P Diddy.
Did you see that shit? Oh my god,
he's so fucked. Dude.
I can't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking about like P Diddy, and they're like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Bro, black people Twitter on Reddit. Get on there now."
You can be on any part of Twitter, and you're fucking seeing that. Like, that and him and I've seen like memes of like him and R. Kelly just beating the shit out of each other.
The video of him walking backwards. Oh my god, dude! And there's like the video of him on the beach chilling and shit. I'm like, look at the little child rape bitches over there hanging out on the beach.
Oh god, he's so fucked.
I wouldn't fuck with him. Like that dude will get you. So we're cool.
Well, I know somewhere Tupac is smiling, and I know Eminem and 50 Cent probably had like a FaceTime the night of like this bitch ass motherfucker.
Yeah, like thank God this dude's like 1,000 children went to sleep that night happy. Yeah, he was off the street.
Yeah, finally. On that note, that's all I had.
So
we hit record this time. So
so like we're coming in and Jay's just like, don't forget to hit record before you start, and that completely like I listened to last week's episode, and like I remember laughing about because like in my head I was hearing us talk about the episode we recorded.
I listened to the beginning and I was like, this is so bad because it was like there's going to be no clips from the beginning because we're just talking about how we already talked about this shit. Yeah. And we're going through it super fast.
Yeah. It's just like we just got to burn through the content we already did. Yeah. And in my head, I was like, man, I was like, it sounded like we were talking, like we did a podcast to talk about another podcast.
Yeah, that's what exactly it felt like. Hey guys, do you want to hear about the stuff that we talked about already?
It's like those dudes that just their entire job is just to recap interesting things that happen and tell you how. Hey, there's a really cool thing happened. You missed it, but I promise you, I'm going to tell you how fucking cool it was. Yeah. I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to tell you that I promise you it was cool. I promise you that was the best 24 episodes we ever recorded ever. You'll never know. You can't dispute it.
It honestly was a pretty good 24 minutes, and that's why it pissed me off, because it was actually pretty solid. We talked about a lot of stuff in depth.
Yeah, and I didn't go on too many monologues. Like I was in my groove.
It was honestly a solid 24 minutes. We got through everything pretty quick.
So yeah, stop. I'm getting upset with you again.
That's all right. I'll take that L. You know what? Monday bad stuff happened to me, so give me a pass.
No. I was like, no, don't do it. All right, love you, miss you, bye.
Price for destruction!